Have lunch with me while we talk about those endocannabinoid receptors again. So yesterday, we kind of really briefly talked about endocannabinoid receptors and how there's 5 regions of the brain where they are abundant. I told you a little bit about what those receptors do and how they respond to stimulus, but I did not tell you at all about where those receptors are in the brain and what parts of the brain you can find them in. Let's get a first bite in though, just real quick. So the 5 regions of the brain that you have CB receptors in abundance are in the prefrontal cortex, which is impulse control and decision making, as well as emotional regulation. The hippocampus, which is memory and learning. Your amygdala is fear response. That's the part of your brain that freaks out every time you see a spider. And the last 2 are your cerebellum and your basal ganglia. It's important to know which parts of the brain are being activated and stimulated because each region has a different job. So if CB receptors are being stimulated in that region, then that means that some of the work that region does is going to be affected. Stoners have forever had this whole thing about how we can't remember anything. It's kind of because your hippocampus is chock full of CB1 receptors and they are activated when you consume cannabis in some way or form. So it's going to affect your memory a little bit, but not in terms of short-term memory and losing memories. More in your ability to make them and decide which ones are important enough to keep and which ones aren't. This is why cannabis is also theorized to be helpful for PTSD and trauma responses. I say theory because it hasn't been proven yet.